Do you think Amazon requiring fully in office, not remote work is going to set a trend? I don't know. My opinion on this is not the popular one. I think that corporations just do everything for efficiency. So like in 2020, everybody was memeing because it's like, oh, productivity went up like when people went home to work and like people got more work done. And there was a couple of studies like that came out about that. And the truth is that people want to come back to, like, the reason why Amazon's bringing people back in the office is they've run the calculus and they figured out that like the problem with it is that it's really hard to tell who your A players are if they're remote. So it's like really tough to get an idea of who's actually getting stuff done. And after like the moment that corporate America changed was like when Elon took over Twitter, and when he was like, I'm going to cut 85% of the staff. Everyone's like, okay, we'll see. Like literally everyone's posting, oh, it's over. Twitter's dead. Like the site's going to shut down. And then he did it and nothing happened. And also like he had some really iconic exchanges like with the CEO Parag where like, this is probably one of my favorite emails of all time. If I can find this. Oh God, I have it. Yeah. This is such a crazy interaction. I think this interaction changed like a lot of stuff. Parag at the time of this text is the CEO of Twitter. Free to tweet, is Twitter dying or anything else about Twitter? It's my responsibility to tell you it's not helping me make Twitter better in a current context. Next time we speak, I'd like you to provide you with perspective on a level of internal distraction right now and how it's hurting our ability to do work. I hope the AMA will help you to get to know you, to understand why you believe in Twitter and to trust you. And I'd like the company to get to a place where we're more resilient and don't get distracted, but we aren't there right now. Elon Musk, what did you get done this week? Holy shit. That is like, this is the difference between like Twitch and YouTube. This is like the difference between like so many companies is this is such a hardcore fucking baller gangster ass OG thing to say to a fucking CEO. Like, like this whole thing is a bunch of fucking nothing. It's like how a lot of people in the Silicon Valley space have been trained to think and trained to talk, where they just they go around in circles, and so as a result like nothing gets done. Like all of these sort of like subjective things like internal distraction, we're hurting here, like this kind of stuff is all bullshit. And so then like 2 weeks later Elon comes into the company, dunks on 85% of people, literally sends an email to the entire company and says, if you can't show what work you're doing, you're fired. And like a lot of people couldn't, and so that's it, they're gone, they're fired. And so back to Amazon, like the sad truth of it is that every corporation is coming around to the fact that like if you're not producing, you're just sitting on a salary for no reason. And that's kind of fine when, I mean, times are really good. We're at 0% interest rates and whatever. Like keep in mind, like obviously I have like an insane bias. I'm like I'm the arch enemy, right? Like I'm literally the arch enemy. I'm the chaos god because I am the C-level person that that's doing this. But I just like can't stand all the TikToks of like project manager people who are sitting in a pool and they're like, this is my job. Like that can't stand. Like you got to produce that's, and it's like people got to work. I don't understand. No, not all Silicon Valley is NPCs. I mean, like the people that are at the top of these companies are very smart, but we've like especially like the big FANG companies, you know, Satya and like fucking Jensen, like from NVIDIA and all those guys. Those guys are incredibly sharp. But realistically, there are just a ton of people that are literally like showing up and sitting on a salary and not doing anything. And that's got to go. Like we're all going to hit a point where all this stuff is commonplace. And so Amazon, like it's simple, right? Amazon ran the calculus that people are not more efficient if they work from home, which I agree with. Even though our company, our policy here at Novo, and probably will always be, you can work from home, you can do whatever you want. But like with a company like Amazon, you don't have, you can't afford to have that kind of flexibility. Do you think this applies to smaller companies or mostly megacorps? Mostly megacorps. Small companies, you kind of do what you want. Because the thing is, like with a small company, you can be really KPI driven, like we are, where it's like, okay, here's your tasks. Like we can like subjectively determine every task that you need to do, and then do it on your own time, do it like on like work whenever, you know, and that's fine for us because we can be really objective driven. But like with a large corporation, you have so much going on, you can't do that. How many people do you employ? Like, dude, including contractors, like at this point, like over 50. That's not, but like it's a weird question because if you include influencers, then like hundreds and hundreds of people we employ, because technically we employ those people, right? On individual contracts. It depends on how you look at the company, but it's not even technically, like we really do employ them. So like like as contractors for those jobs. So if you look at the company, like it's hundreds and hundreds of people. In terms of FTEs, like full-time employees, man, way less now. We used to have like 17, and now I think we're down to like less than 6, despite that we 5x'd our revenue, even though we cut our staff by like 11 over the last like 2 years. You and a lot of marketing folks don't understand engineering world, obviously. Praise Elon's ridiculous emails. Also bias for bosses. A lot of folks at the top are sharp. LOL. You're judging big companies with TPMs and project folks. Someone who could think and figure out the social media monkeys who say working on Google or bottom talent and not judge everyone. There's the our anti-work folks. Good take. Yep, doesn't change the fact that 85% of Twitter's engineers got fired and the site is absolutely fine with 0 downtime. Next question. The fact of the matter is, especially with AI, that most engineers are redundant. You'll figure it out either way, like, right? Like, but that's just like the truth. The first thing that AI is going to claim is software dev. It'll come for me too, but it will be longer. I'll give you my take on Elon these days, and I actually don't care if it's controversial. I am 100%, like, just straight up. I will just straight up tell you, I am with no apologies. I am straight up 100% an Elon Musk dick rider. There is nobody in the world that is advancing humanity at the rate that he is, period. Electric cars, fucking robots, fucking connecting our minds to networks. Like, it doesn't matter at what stage these things are in. The fact that SpaceX just landed Starship on its own, he's literally doing what our entire government should be doing in America. You can like go against the guy and his political views, and I probably agree with all that shit. But the reality is that, like, as far as a person who is singularly advancing, like the humanity as a species, Elon is it. Like that's it. And like I've got my problems with him for sure. I'm sure everybody does. Like, but I don't believe that a person's like individual views and like what they broadcast or whatever is should necessarily be completely compared against their progress. Like, SpaceX is a really important thing. And like when that Starship landed, I was like, damn, that is fucking cool. Twitter might have problems, but all these FANG companies investing in their technology instead of their OSS tools create bloat. I agree. But you can't apply that logic to all of Silicon Valley and say, hey, talk and not deliver. Yeah, that's fair. That's actually super fair. I mean, I can't speak for all of Silicon Valley, right? For sure. And maybe I can sit on top of it as a marketer, and I have like a, yeah, but he's a productive dick, yeah. What do you think of his hardcore politics turn? I mean, probably the same that everybody thinks. Like, I wish that he would stay out of politics. I think that he could successfully stay. I think he would be more successful if he stayed out of politics, because if Kamala Harris does win, he's torched, right? Like regular. But I mean, but in a way, with how opposed he is already with the Democratic Party, it's like he had no other option but to go to the right. I wish that he stayed out of politics and just focused on doing business. And I think that like acquiring Twitter, like for humanity, was a very negative thing, because he's focused on building this town square. And instead of like doing the stuff that I think what really matters, that his work that like really matters, is stuff like SpaceX, stuff like Optimus, Tesla, like electric cars, like self-driving cars. Those are things that'll change the world. Like, Twitter is like a town space. I understand why he did it, because he believes that there should be a place where people can speak about things with absent of like moderation. That was his like dream anyway. Whether he accomplished that or whatever is a big debate. But like at the end of the day, it's probably taking him away from things that are actually benefiting humanity, you know? Didn't the company drop 80% in value after Elon bought it? It's a private company. It can't drop in value. The price is what people will pay for it, right?